Hello, Leo, and welcome. I'm Adriana. I'm a soul guidance coach who helps sensitive, self reflective souls choose maximum growth inside and out. I have an intuitive reading for you today about your spiritual journey, and it is an inside outside reading where we look at your inner world and its relationship to the outer world. So let's get started. We're looking at the outer world first. Three of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. So far, so good. Seven of Swords and the Moon. Okay. This is really interesting, Leo, because on the outside, we have kind of the wants, the things that are what we want to have. The 10 of Pentacles, that security, the financial or material stability, having enough resources, getting to a point, like getting to a good point, that kind of paradise-like place where you're wanting for nothing. That's our 10 of Pentacles. Our 3 of Cups is showing community. It's showing joy and being together. So these are things that, in a generic sense, it's kind of stuff that we want. People that get us, that we love to have fun with, our social group, and enough resources, enough having worked hard to get to a certain place and have that payoff. So these are the things that are wanted in the outside world, but on the inside, we're feeling disconnected from those things. You notice that this guy has his back to the group of people, so it's kind of like he's not included in that group. He feels like an outsider. We also have this 10 of Pentacles here. It's like the 7 of Swords guy is trying to get to the 10 of Pentacles, but the moon's in the way. And let's talk about what that really means. What I feel with all of this energy together is just mental uncertainty, not having the clarity and not knowing how to get over it. We're stuck in this fog for a second, and you're trying to use your mind to get over the hump. You're trying to use your mind to cut through and okay, I'm going to try this way. Maybe that'll work. I'm going to try this way. Maybe that'll work. And you're trying to sort it out all up here. But the moon is saying to you, no, that might not be quite the right way. The moon is a card of deception where things are not what they seem. The 7 of Swords is also a little bit of deception as well. It means that there's something else to what, how do I put this? It's really self-deception that we're talking about. Thinking that you're not sure, thinking that you don't know how, thinking that you're never going to get there, that you're disconnected from this heart's desire. A lot of it is the way you're deceiving yourself. But the moon is also talking about, okay, my guides are saying slow down, so let me slow down for a second. Let's go back to the ways that you deceive yourself. The moon causes this emotional instability in you sometimes, where the emotions are difficult to keep in check and they change. The emotions become very fluid, where you're feeling one thing one second, one thing another second, the other thing another second. And part of this volatility is because we don't have the mental clarity. You haven't quite focused on a single direction, or you haven't decided to trust yourself. That's really strongly what's coming through. And trusting yourself is not necessarily trusting your mind. It's trusting your heart, it's trusting your intuition, trusting that they're going to tell you the right things, and then the head will figure out what to do with that information. But right now you're trying to trust the head before you're allowing the intuition to talk to you. The moon tells us that we have to, in order to survive this emotional landscape that's always shifting, we really have to be in touch with our intuition and how we feel about something. Not what we think about it, not what seems to be right, not what other people think about it, but how we really feel about the situation and what we feel we need to do. What's striking me right now is that there's such a desire, there's what we would call end gaming. There's such a desire to get to the end, to get to the reward, to get to the payoff, that you're rushing, you're trying to push your way there, you're trying to rush your way there, instead of listening to the intuitive stages that are laid out by your higher self and your soul. I know that sounds really loopy, really maybe hippy dippy, but that's the truth, is that this is your own path we're talking about. And your intuition gives you the solid knowledge of what to do every single step of the way. But when you try to force it or push it, or you want a certain outcome by a certain time, we lose connection with that flow. And losing connection with that flow, then that flow energy, instead of helping you, shows up to confuse you, because it's trying to throw you off balance because you're not on the right trajectory. So let me put that out in a different sequence so perhaps it makes sense a little bit more. Trying to sort everything out here, trying to rush to this ending, perhaps because you're feeling some social pressure that you should be farther along than you are, or you should be at a better place than you are. You're trying to push your way to the end. And so you're acting from a place of pushing, you're acting from a place of guidance that is only mental and not intuitive and heart-led. And your higher self and your intuition comes in to save you from yourself, essentially, by saying, you know what, that's never going to work. Using just your head and not paying attention to your feeling is never going to work for you. So we're going to kind of throw wrenches in the plan for you. We're going to make you feel confused. We're going to make you feel off balance to try to dissuade you from being so head motivated. Okay, they are telling me to draw one more card to give you some advice. Okay, 3 of Pentacles. Scale it back, Leo. Notice the 10 and the 3. They are both highly successful cards in this deck. And they both got this, it's interesting, I've never noticed that before. The pentacles are all in a row. They're all in alignment, right? They're all lined up. They're all ready to go. Instead of going for the 10, they're saying go for the 3. Scale back, go for a smaller goal. Go for something that you know you can be absolutely successful at, so that you feel motivated and inspired to do it. You've bitten off a little too much that you can chew. Is that English? You've bitten off too much, far too much, and you can't chew it. And you see his face? He's exhausted and overwhelmed by the whole thing. This 3 of Pentacles is saying, nope, bring it back. Bring it back. Do something that you can achieve, you know you can achieve and be good at, and be willing to share that success with others. Right now, you're ashamed to be sharing anything because all this energy is pulling inward. But this 3 of Pentacles is saying, accomplish something that you know you can accomplish. So you're starting from a place of inner confidence, and then share it with others and allow them to add to your confidence, not to give you confidence, but to add to your confidence, so that you're then inspired to take that next step and the next step. But this time you're listening inside to your intuition and not following what your head thinks it needs to be doing. Okay, Leo, thank you for sharing that with me. I wanted to also let you know I'm offering intuitive readings over Zoom, as well as special soul guidance sessions. So if you're interested in learning more, please check out soulguidancewithadriana.com. There's a link in the description below. I will look forward very much to seeing you here next week, and have a good one.